come home in a third. Risley in fourth. And completing your top 5 will be Hunter Jordan. So the 16 of Mason Walters will pick up the heat race victory quick in Pro-Fab Qualifying. And will be one to watch tomorrow when we go racing in the National Championship race on the road for the semi-pro division. If you're watching us on social media, I want to welcome you into a beautiful afternoon at Virginia International Raceway. We are running the Patriot course this weekend for the 2024 edition, the 28th Road Course World Finals for U.S. Legend Cars and NX. If you're watching us on our social media platforms, want you to drop a comment down below. Let us know where you're tuned in, who you're cheering for. Hit the share button. And be sure to head over to uslegendcars.tv to see all the racing action here this weekend. We have completed pro fabrication qualifying. We are working through heat races. Semi-pros have 33 cars here this weekend. And we are working through their heat races. This is heat race number 2. And we have on the racetrack, including Dino Lambros and car number 17. Beautiful looking red race car going to lead this field to green from 860 Motorsports. Riley O'Connell in the 34 trying to wrap up a national championship. We'll talk about that battle later on this afternoon. Alessandro Bellini, the Italian champion in car number 10, going to start in position number 3. Devin Kelly to the outside from Connecticut in car number 93. Oliver Schlupp in car number 9 alongside Oliver Dibble in car number 44's row number 3. Josh Lowe in the red number 23 starts in 7th. With Nathan Devone in the 3NJ and car number 3J in position number 8. Luca Verde in car number 40, one of our Italian drivers in 9th, and Ryan DiMartini in 10th. Completing your field is Elias Dibb, one of our drivers from New England, in car number 11. We'll start position number 11. And look at this. We talked about Tony Stevens and his toys. This is the onboard of Oliver Dibble. You're going to have the opportunity to ride along here and get a feel of this Virginia International Raceway Patriot course. We spoke with Styx earlier. We've had Carl Cormier in. We'll see Carl in the Masters heat. This is the turn number 2 area. We're going to go up the hill a little bit. We're going to dip down into the S's in turn number 3. Are the S's. These drivers going to get formed up and ready to go here. We are going to ride on board with Oliver Dibble when we do go green flag racing here in just a few moments. And you can see the field forming up, working towards what would be turn number 5. Another group of S's, and then they'll come up to the green flag this time. So this is a 10-lap qualifier for the semi-pro division to help set the field for tomorrow's Road Course World Finals feature. If you're watching us on social media, drop a comment down below. Let's be interactive on a Saturday afternoon here at Virginia International Raceway. Oliver Dibble and the rest of this semi-pro field getting ready to grab a gear and get going. Coming up the front straightaway to Bubbles Bronson. We'll see the green flag, and we're underway in a heat race number 2 and up the hill into turn number 1. Who is able to get out here with the lead on the outside? Oliver Dibble trying to maintain a top 5 spot. There's Josh Lowe to driver's left. Lowe will pick up that position, and you see in front these drivers trying to find a spot in the line. Top 2, top 3 get single file as they come up the hill and down to the inside. There goes Dibble and almost off the racetrack. Great piece of driving by Oliver Dibble, and he's still in it. That is the, looks like the 28 or 22 with DeMartini. Going to pick up one more spot, but Dibble has had his hands full on lap number 1, the opening lap of heat race number 2 for the semi-pro division. Trying to get back to DeMartini, trying to get to drivers left. Lap number 1 will be completed as they continue to work around Virginia International Raceway and the Patriot course. There's DeMartini in the 22. We saw the onboard on that 44. And Nate in the 3 trying to track them down. There goes Dibble trying to pick up that position. This racetrack we have seen this weekend. Obviously, this is the first racing laps we have seen with these heat races. A little bit harder to pass compared to maybe some other racetracks. You got to really pick your positions, maybe force a mistake or wait for a mistake out of your competitors ahead. As Verde in the 40, we had 8 different countries represented here this weekend. We have a huge contingent from Italy, Team Italia. And they are seeing as Dibble has almost an off there. And Devone kicking up a little bit of dust, a little bit of dirt. Josh Lowe in the red 23 right in behind. Semi-pros have the biggest field this week. 3 heat races here, 11 cars in each. They are putting on quite a show. As Devone has a handful of steering wheel trying to get by the 22 of DeMartini and trying to hold off the 23 of Josh Lowe. They'll come by this time to complete 3 laps. Dino Lambros continues to lead in car number 17 and has about a second or so advantage back to Riley O'Connell. O'Connell trying to wrap up a national championship as a 9-point advantage coming into this weekend on Cole Roby in car number 29, as one driver there at the very end of that shot might have went a little bit wide into turn number 1 behind Lowe. There is Dino Lambros in the 17. We documented during Pro-Fab Qualifying earlier that you see a lot of these drivers on the road course. We sometimes see them at Winter Nationals at the start of the oval season because they get a lot of racing in Florida during the month of February. But good to see Lambros here. Dino and Will have a road course background where they're familiar with it. They're also good on the oval when we do go racing, when they do decide to bring out the oval expertise. But there's the gap from the 17 of Lambros back to Riley O'Connell. You'll see the black car kind of flash into the shot here as we go down into turn number 3. It's a little bit of a gap back, but Lambros over the curbs and continues to hold on to the top spot in this heat race number 2 for the semi-pro division. .34 of O'Connell riding in this heat race in position number 2, national championship point leader coming in the semi-pro division, and it has a little bit of a gap back to the Italian champion and Alessandro Bellini. The 10 is sitting in position number 3. There's the 10 on the shot there, up to the battle for the lead. And it's kind of stabilized in between the top 2. Lambros and O'Connell running 48 4s the last couple of laps by, so one a little bit quicker. One lap, one quicker the other lap. Bellini in the number 10 with the black top on it. And kicking up a little bit of dust in behind is Schlupp in car number 9. Again, 8 different countries represented here in this one. We have 3 in the top 4 in this heat race alone. As the 17 of Lambros continues to lead, was actually quicker the last time by compared to his closest rival in O'Connell, but a tenth of a second, a 48.1 to a 48.2 between your top 2. So it might not seem like a whole lot, but when you're battling with 4 laps to go and you got a second or so to make up, might seem like a little bit more when you're the 34 of O'Connell trying to reel in your leader, Dino Lambros, in car number 17. You're right on board with Oliver Dibble. Dibble is the 7th place car right now. And after what we saw in the opening lap, Oliver had his hands completely full in that race car. But now has a clean track behind. You can kind of see on the side mirror that there is a car there taking a look. And it might be more than one car taking a look, as there's the 3 of Devone in behind. And just a little ways behind, there's one more car chasing them down, and that would be the 23 of Josh Lowe, or was there at one point. So might be a 2-car battle as they come down the hill through the S's into turn number 3. Looking at our look-in, I see Randy Titus saying, I can only imagine how fun they are on a road course. These legend cars are fun. It doesn't matter what discipline you put them on, whether it's a road course, whether it's a dirt oval, whether it's an asphalt oval. They are a blast. If you have an opportunity to get behind the wheel, check out uslegendcars.com. Get to your local dealer and get involved with this great community that US Legend Cars is a part of. There is Dino Lambros over the curb, sliding around this racetrack. 8 laps completed in this 10-lap heat race. Working up to turn number 4, and we'll come by to the turn number 5 complex here through the set of S's, and we'll come up and see the white flag from Bubbles Bronson. Final lap for Dino Lambros, as Lambros works up into turn number 1 and has gained some time the last couple of laps by. Last lap by, in fact, gained another 10th on Riley O'Connell. It's almost 2 seconds between your top 2. Bellini sits in position number 3 with Schlupp and Kelly. Your top 5 on the final lap, as Lambros works that 860 Motorsports car around Virginia International Raceway in the Patriot course, down through turn 4, and we'll come up to turn number 5 through the S's, and up to the checkered flag. Your winner in heat race number 2 is Dino Lambros. O'Connell in a second. Bellini is going to cross in third. Schlupp and Kelly, your top 5, with Luca Verde from Team Italia, not too far behind in position number 6. So Dino Lambros, heat race number 2 winner. Heat race number 3 coming up momentarily as you ride on board on the cool-down lap with Oliver Dibble. So if you're on our live look-in, and producer Penguin has actually left the trailer. So if you want to see another heat race, me and producer Purdue have the option of keeping the button on. So if you want another heat race, drop it down below in the comments. Let us know you want to see a little more racing action on the look-in from VIR. And since producer Penguin is out of the trailer, maybe we'll show you one more if you want to see. So drop it down below. We want you to head to uslegendcars.tv. We're going to put all 33 of the semi-pros on the racetrack tomorrow. It's something you're not going to want to miss. So head to uslegendcars.tv and get your subscription. I see Matt Hoff is watching. Actually, I was talking to Kevin Foisey yesterday, and I asked, where's Matt? Matt's pretty darn good at these road courses, and I know he's got some other things to tend to in Ontario. So, Matt, we wish you were here. Look forward to seeing you on your next opportunity to go racing, as Oliver Dibble's going to roll through, and this is the staging area. You see the next heat race staged on the left-hand side. Roll through here. There's the parts trailer. Tech is off here to the right-hand side, as is producer Penguin. You see, he is out of the trailer. Dino Lambros is over at the tech area. You can see the tech officials. That is right ahead of that shot was Mark Turner. We talked to Mark earlier this week. We might have that footage for you maybe tomorrow at some point. But this is semi-pro heat race number 3, and it's going to be led to green by one of our national title contenders, Cole Roby from Windham, Maine, and Alberto Nasca in car number 9, and that is the oval car of Michael Crafton that Team Italia has brought to the racetrack to go racing here this weekend. Will start in second. Devin Deshay was quick in qualifying. He'll roll off third. Claudio Capelli in car number 31, another one of our drivers from the Team Italia stables. Sterling Risley in 9W with J.C. Fickenshire completing row number 3. Max Berry in the 22NH. And Lincoln Kirchner in car number 31 starts in 8th. Roxley Camper in car number 14. If you go to uslegendcars.com, one of the In the Pit segments in the last week or so, done with the Utah driver, will roll off in position number 9. And Max Opalski, who had an off in qualifying, will start scheduled in 10th with Ryan Carlson completing your field. Stick says, thanks for having me on the broadcast today. That was fun. That was a blast. If you haven't gone back, maybe on the archive, we do have it up there. Go and take a look at that. Me and Sticks had a great time here. Lachlan Ward, keen for my heat race. Yeah, we're waiting to see you on the racetrack momentarily. David Deshay watching. Grandson Devin in the 64, who's going green. We're underway in heat race number 3, and the driver's right line did not get going. Cole Roby did, though, and around goes Nazca, and we're going to put a couple in the grass over in turn number 1. Saw Fickenshire take evasive action, and they all roll again. So Fickenshire in the 87 had to take evasive action to get around. Besides an off, I think he's good to go. Roby in the 29 is going to have Deshay on the back bumper through turn number 3. A lot of action to kick off heat race number 3 for the semi-pros, and I tell you what, we put them all on the racetrack tomorrow for that feature. That is going to be one you do not want to miss. Here from VIR as Lincoln Kirchner in the 31, Risley in the 9, Camper in the 14, a complete lap number 1, and a very exciting lap number 1, and it's led by national championship contender, the driver from Maine, Cole Roby. Leads this field down towards turn number 2 and the turn 3 complex. We got one. It looks like Opalski is off the racetrack by the official stand there. That is Opalski in the 19. And that is a local yellow over there as he tries to get that thing rolling back, or at least out of harm's way over in the corner. So Roby now being pressured by the 64 of Deshay. A lot of great road course offerings in New England for the U.S. Legend Cars community. We went to Loudon, New Hampshire Motor Speedway the last 2 years for Road Course World Finals. Great facility up there. They do some racing, I believe, at Thompson and a couple of other places around as Deshay takes a look to drivers left on the 29 of Roby. Nothing doing there that time. Roby holds on to the lead, racing with Go Motorsports this weekend. And they are doing a great job. They got a lot of international flair in the Go Motorsports camp this weekend. I believe they've got 3 different countries: United Kingdom, Ireland. They've also got Canada represented in that camp. And of course, the state of Maine, New England, where their home base is located, and Cole Roby leading the field up in front in car number 29 with the 64 Deshay. Not too far behind. You need to try to force a mistake or wait for a mistake, as Carl Cormier told us earlier when he was in here chatting with us before his heat race, which will come up momentarily. And these two putting on a great show up in front. They've got a little bit of a gap back, about a second and a half back to the 22. There's a great shot there of the field working down through the Patriot building and up to turn number 1. 4 laps completed, and in fact the last lap by for Roby and Deshay was the fastest lap of both of their races, and an identical lap at a 48.781 for these two. The last lap by. They are putting on a great showcase of U.S. Legend Cars racing. The 64 of Deshay in position number 2. Trying to take it away from car number 29 of Cole Roby. You see Max Berry right in the back of your shot. That is your third place car with Risley and Kirchner, your top 5 in this heat race. We are halfway home. 5 down and 5 to go in a heat race number 3 as Deshay looked to drivers left up the hill, but nothing doing there. As the 29 of Roby continues to pace this field. If you're watching us on our live look-in, we're going to show you the final 5 laps of this one, and then we're going to be hitting the button. So head to uslegendcars.tv to see all the racing action this weekend. And if the semi-pros are any indication, we're going to have the Masters and the pros coming up for their heat races momentarily. It's been some great road course racing so far, and we're getting ready to see a few more heat races on this Pro-Fab Qualifying day. They'll complete one more lap and have 4 laps to go. Deshay gets that run on Roby again, but no place to put it up the hill into turn number 1. Deshay just a little bit quicker that time on Roby, back and forth between these two. And again, drivers left being looked at by the 64. Can't seem to make things happen there. A little slideways over the curbs. And as they battle tooth and nail for this lead, they have pulled away from Barry and the rest of this field. Fickenshire's been able to make up a couple of positions since the opening off. Moves up to position number 8, but again, not a whole lot of time to breathe here. This racetrack kind of running like a short track oval. Not a whole lot of time to breathe. Got to be up on the wheel. And sometimes you may have to muscle your way around if you want to pick up a position, unless you want to wait for a mistake out of your competitors. 3 laps to go in this third and final heat race of the semi-pros. We got one off the racetrack. And just off the racetrack enough to continue green flag racing for the time being. They come by the turn 5 complex, and that's where that car is just sitting off the racetrack. The 64 Deshay once again taking that look at the back bumper of the 29 of Cole Roby. Max Berry is yet to make any inroads. And that is the 99 of Carlson that we saw spun a couple of moments ago in turn number 5, or the inside of turn number 5. And quickly closing in on the finish of this one. This has been a great battle between Roby and Deshay. You see the local caution displayed on the top of that shot for the 99 of Carlson. They'll come up this time to the white flag. A final lap in a heat race number 3. Deshay has been good up the hill into turn number 1. Can he force a mistake out of Roby? Gets into him a little bit. They go a little bit wide in turn number 1, and a little bit of defense being played by the 29 boys. This is only a heat race. If you lose this one here, you're probably going to start a little bit deeper in the field for tomorrow, and it's a 33-car semi-pro field. You don't want to dig yourself a hole on Pro-Fab Qualifying Day. Down through 3, they'll work into 4. Does the 64 have anything left? The 29 of Cole Roby working through turn number 5. We'll see Bubbles Bronson first, and we'll see the checkered flag first. Your winner is Cole Roby. Devin Deshay in second. What a battle at the end of that one. Barry, Risley, and coming off from that off, it looks like Alberto Nasca will pick up position number 5 with Fickenshire just in behind in 6th. That is going to do it on our look-in. But before we do, we will show you what happened on that off up the hill. in turn number 1. Keep your eye on the 9 of NASCA. He is the second place car on the outside, or first place car on the outside. The 9, did he get a little contact from the 31 behind him? That would be Capelli in the 9, or the 31. Right there, 2 white cars on the outside. I don't think Risley in the red number 9 makes any. Maybe the 9 is already sideways here of NASCA. There's a little bit of contact in behind with the 2 teammates. That might make things a little bit awkward going back into the Team Italia camp. But I'm sure they will talk it out and get ready for tomorrow. NASCA, though, comes back from this and finishes in position number 5 after starting in second. So NASCA had to put up an effort to make that happen. Do want to say a final hello to Daryl Butler, Joe Harry, Ronald Canham, who was watching on our look-in. But that's going to do it on our look-in at uslegendcars.tv. Head over to uslegendcars.tv to see all the racing action. Still have a couple of heat races in Masters. Still have a couple of heat races in the Pro Division. And then we've got features. So if you go and sign up for your subscription today, you get that tomorrow as well. If you're watching us on uslegendcars.tv, the crazy old men, the Masters, are coming up next. If you're watching us on our live look-in, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the other side. Well, folks, producer Penguin has come back into the trailer and said, let's show him a Masters race. That's exactly what it is. I will tell this story about producer Penguin since he's showing us on the look-in one more time. He used to be a road course ace in the Masters division. We saw Ryan DeMartini in a semi-pro. He actually took Ryan DeMartini's car out at Winter Heat last year. He reminds us that he's top 30 in national points, but did he even complete a race? Yeah, that's a hard ticket. Producer Penguin wants to show us one more heat race on the look-in, so guess what? We're still here. We're going to show you the Masters heat race number 1, and then you're going to want to head to uslegendcars.tv. You're going to want to head over there anyway to see everything that will be going on. So for those that are watching, I see Paul Strickland is watching from one of these perches over here. That's good. He's doing double duty. Oh, that's his camera that's up. That's good. Hi, Paul. Good to see you over there. Well, we can't see you. You're behind the camera. Matt Hoff is watching as well. So drop a comment down below. We're interactive. We're waiting for one car to come off the racetrack after that semi-pro heat. Let us know where you are tuned in from, who you're watching, who you're cheering on, and maybe your predictions for some of these championships that we have coming up here tomorrow to crown not only national champions, but also road course world finals, race wins, Virginia International Raceway. Beautiful racetrack. You see Opalski getting a little bit of a help off from turn number 3. That was the car that had the off on the initial lap. And you can see the wrecker over there leaving a mark. It hasn't rained in a couple of days, but it was quite wet here on Thursday. In behind is John Kelly. We can tell you that John Kelly is the reigning Tech Inspector of the Year. And our tech officials are actually right near us where we are conducting TV. And there's been strong votes for that Tech Inspector of the Year. You know, it could be John Kelly again. It could be Ed Owens. It could be Mark Turner. It could be somebody else that we don't have on the radar. We'll see who picks that one up at the NX Banquet coming up at the end of January. But John doing a great job helping that car back to the pit area. As we will have one Masters heat on the look-in, 2 Masters heats total. And then 2 heat races for the Pro Division. And these drivers will be able to go back and make those tweaks and make those adjustments for tomorrow's Road Course World Finals features. final national event for the Legend cars this season. We were just at Dominion Raceway a few weeks ago for Asphalt Nats. Dirt Nats earlier this season, now wrapping it up on the road course. Oh, Kyle McGowan is watching. We have to be on our best behavior. I'm surprised that Kyle McGowan is not up here because one of his favorite pizza joints we went to last night, Aunt Millie's. We have some extra left over, and I'm surprised Kyle hasn't raided the fridge yet. But Kyle does some great work. Wish he was here, and you know what, Kyle, you're a couple of hours away. Come on up and join us tomorrow. If you're around VIR, come on up and join us. Obviously, PCA on the big track over on the other side as the Masters begin to roll onto the racetrack for their first heat race. We will tell you who is in this one. Peter Barabel going to lead this field to green in car number 88 with Kevin Nowak to the outside, one of our national title contenders, in a car number 53. The driver from Hubli, Nova Scotia, car number 66, is Darryl Marr. To the outside, multi-time Road Course World Finals winner. That's Robert Gayton from Albuquerque, New Mexico, in a position number 4. Lonnie Hochstetler in car number 31. Michael Sauer to the outside from Texas. Brian Waller and Mike Waddell, your field. So final race on the look and everything else. You're going to want to head to uslegendcars.tv. And as we've seen, this has been some great racing at VIR. You're going to want to see tomorrow's championship races as well. First of two, Masters heat races, the Crazy Old Man. Lucy Nightingale cheering on our pole sitter, the driver from Ireland. Going to lead this field to green. We have Ireland, New York, and Nova Scotia. Your first three positions. This is going to be a great race. Lot of competition here as Barabel leads him to green. We're underway in heat race number 1 for the Masters. A little bit of action. Hochstetler down to the inside, and oh boy. We keep everybody, for the most part, on the pavement. Everybody is still going forward. We stay green. Exciting opening corner for the Masters, and we expect nothing less from the Crazy Old Man. One of the drivers from Go Motorsports this weekend. Peter Barabel leads the field around on lap number 1 with Nowak, Marr, and Gayton. Your top 4. A couple of these drivers into this field, at least in this battle for the lead. The 53 of Nowak, the 66 of Marr, we see do multiple disciplines of legend car racing. Both of those drivers is, the top 2 are off. The top 2 go off in turn number 1. Did Kevin just follow Peter off the racetrack? That's going to hand the lead over to Robert Gayton, who makes the move on Darryl Marr to pick up the lead. Wow. The Crazy Old Men might need their GPSs on around this racetrack. Gayton's going to lead this one over Darryl Marr in car number 66. Wild opening couple of laps for the Masters, and Robert Gayton, multi-time winner of this event, will lead lap number 2. And Hochstetler, who had the off on lap number 1, is in third. Barabel back to the back bumper in that blue number 88. Looking at drivers left to try to pick up position number 3. As the 1 of Robert Gayton now has to track down the 66. Darryl Marr had issues yesterday in practice. They had to put another rear end in that race car after a set 2 with another driver in the opening laps of practice. But the Go Motorsports team put that thing back together and now chases down Robert Gayton. Barabel in behind. 2 drivers from Go Motorsports chasing down an RGR race car up in front. Kevin Nowak in the 53 runs in position number 5. Nowak also fighting for a national championship. Unofficial points as they run include where they would unofficially start, as Robert Gayton tries to hold on over the 66. Daryl Mars putting some pressure on car number 1. Brabel in the 88 is in a third. This is going to be a great race in the Masters as they continue to click off laps. They'll have 4 laps completed this time by, and Brabel now has Daryl Marr just ahead of him for that runner-up position. Hochstetler and Nowak, as Gayton has Daryl Marr looking at driver's left as they go up the hill. 6 to go, 4 laps completed. As Gayton leads him down into turn number 1, Daryl Marr is there again looking at driver's left. Brabel in the 88 runs in position number 3. When we chatted with Sticks earlier on, he brought up the point as well that some of these European drivers from Ireland and UK, as you see the Masters Championship, that is, as they come in to this event this weekend, a lot of these drivers used to longer road courses. This is a shorter road course than some of these drivers are used to competing on, so Brabel and a few of the others have to make that little bit of adjustment and get acclimated to this Patriot course here at VIR, as Hochstetler and the 53 battle. Here's the battle for second, as Brabel, the driver from Ireland, tries to pass the driver from Canada in the white 66. That is Daryl Marr trying to hold on to that runner-up position in the English Jewelers car as they battle. Robert Gayton beginning to inch away, albeit just a little bit. Daryl trying to get that run back through turn number 3. Got a lot of fans that are chiming in on our look-in. We got 5 laps to go on the look-in. Want to head to uslegendcars.tv to see all the racing action. This has been a doozy of a Masters heat race. Daryl Marr closes back in turn number 5 on a Robert Gayton. 4 laps to go this time, and Gayton has his hands full with Daryl Marr in the 66. Top 3, nose to tail. Brabel trying to get by the 66 of Marr. It seems like Daryl Marr in the 66 a little bit better in around the turn 4 and 5 area, the back end of the racetrack. Brabel and Robert Gayton might be a little bit better in turn number 1. And Daryl Marr in the braking zones, closing in on that 1 car. This has been a great battle. Hochstetler in behind trying to close in, as is Nowak. You see the top 5 in your shot in a heat race number 1 for the Masters. Gayton got a great run off of turn number 5 that time, and will lead with 3 laps to go and a couple of lengths in between your top 2. Daryl Marr in the braking zone trying to make up that ground that he lost. Brabel in position number 3. Little bit of separation between them as they go through turn number 2. Up the hill and then back down into turn number 3 into the S's. Brabel is there looking to drivers right on Daryl Marr. Hochstetler and Nowak also a part of this battle. Brabel again to the driver's right of the 66. They are putting on the pressure as they come through 5. They'll come to 2 laps to go. You can throw a blanket over the top 5 as they race up the front straightaway. Daryl Marr trying to get back to Robert Gayton. Close to the back bumper of car number 1. Multi-time champion of this event. It's been a few years since he's been to victory lane. I believe the last time that Gayton won this event, we were at Las Vegas, and he loses the lead to Daryl Marr, and Marr is off in the S's. The 1 of Robert Gayton trying to get it back. Little bit of a tickle, and Brabel's around in the 88 and saves it. Nowak had it off about the same time Daryl Marr did. The crazy old men getting crazy as they work up to the white flag. Daryl Marr is your leader as they come to the white. Robert Gayton has to get back around the 66 car, and Lonnie Hochstetler is on the back bumper. It's now a 3-horse race. Nowak and Barabel are trying to get back to this top 3. This is where Daryl Marr had the off the last time. Gayton goes down to driver's left. They'll go through the S's side by side. And Robert Gayton picks up the lead and kicks up a little more dust. Daryl Marr goes wide. Hochstetler to second. And now Nowak battles with the driver from Nova Scotia. It has been a back and forth Masters heat race. But when the checkered flag flies this time from Bubbles Bronson, it's Robert Gayton picking up the win. Close battle for third. It's going to be Nowak over Marr. Hochstetler second, Barabel in third, Waller and Sauer your field. What a race in heat race number 1 for the Masters. And it's Robert Gayton picking up the victory. And looking back here, Robert Gayton, a former champion of this event, picked up the win in 2018, 2013, 2009, 2008, 05, 03, and 02. And with the way that he's racing this weekend, Robert Gayton could add another one to his resume. We are going to take a look at some of this crazy before we close off this look-in. We'll start with this one right here. This is Robert going wide. Daryl Marr picked the pocket. Nowak's off on the other end of that shot. Daryl goes through the shot. And he leads it here. Gayton, little tickle to the back bumper. Barabel goes by. The little bit of momentum loss there in between those top two. Barabel got it sideways. And then here is the pass one more time. Look at Nowak. Nowak is off the racetrack in the back of this shot. Daryl goes through. And Gayton not able to hold the top spot there, but there's that little touch. There's that little contact. And watch the 88 right there. Gets sideways, 4-wheel drift, and a great save off into the grass and onto the dirt here at VIR. And then able to get back by. So if you're watching us on our live look-in, that's going to conclude it. Want to say hello to Brooke Johnson. Mark Gautreau is watching. Wayne Hanlon Jr., Chris Pye, Luke Loveland, Preston Hathaway, Rebecca Ward, Craig Wright, thank you for watching on our live look-in. That is going to do it. Head to uslegendcars.tv. You saw what we just saw on there? Going to ride on board with Caro Cormier in the next heat race. You're watching us on US Legend Cars TV. Heat race number 2 for the Masters. It's coming up next.